So I've hosted many students. It was really difficult to get into that as well because I was just 25. A lot of people judged me during that time, but I didn't care about that. And this would be life-changing offerings to me to do something, I would never do.
That's created a little bit of drama.
There is this big secret about the build cost. And I'm like, why is it a secret? People who work for me coming to my project manager and saying, you make so much money, I'm gonna raise my prices.
You're sharing something that other people are hiding, and there's a reason they're hiding it.
I just want to share this information, and that's why now I'm gonna do costs on everything. Why would I listen to a woman talking about building?
Welcome back to another episode of The Money Honey with me, your host, Rosalia Lazzara-Tilley. In this episode, I am going to be speaking to a renowned, successful property developer who started out living in one room in one house with her daughter, cramped in one bed. And I am going to share with you, or this money honey is going to share with you the sacrifices that she made to become the number one developer on social media that we know today. Okay, like she is absolutely killing it in development. She is a phenomenal leader, phenomenal content creator and business owner. She buys land and develops amazing houses. And we're going to find out exactly how she did it. So if you are an experienced developer or you are a contractor starting from the bricks, from the ground up, literally, or you are simply interested in money and property and investing, and you are in our community of property, finance and construction, and you want to know how this money honey went from living in a one room, I don't even say one bedroom house, it was a one room with her daughter trying to make ends meet, and then built a phenomenal property portfolio and continues to buy and build. So we are going to find out from the one and only Victoria Tsoy, who is the founder and owner of Oxford Land Consultants and Tsoy Developments. She is an absolute sensation on social media. She tells you the good, the bad, and the ugly. She shows the reality behind the scenes of what it actually takes to be a woman on a construction site on a daily basis, and what it actually takes to deal with the challenges that property brings, challenges with finding finance, challenges with delays in the project and in the building of these developments. So she tells us all, she does not hold back, and she is one of the people that you will always get the truth and the reality. So, and she does it, by the way, with total utter glam. Like, even in her gym gear, whether she's walking the dogs or she's in the gym or on a construction site, she just brings that sparkle. So without further ado, I am delighted to introduce to you on the show today, Victoria Tsoy.
Hi, Rose.
How are you doing,
Oh my
beautiful?
God, what an introduction. Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to have a chat with you. And well, the feelings are mutual. I love you. I love what you do. You are all pro women, letting us all, have the stage. You let me speak about my journey. You support women in finance and construction. You support not just women, all of us, and you give us that confidence. So I want to thank you for doing what you do, because you also like to share the reality behind content creation. It's not just, shiny posts, and I love that. And on a bad day, I love your posts, and I can relate to them. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks, honey. I do appreciate, and that's why I think we grew closer and we were drawn to each other, because we're not just about posing on social media. I mean, we do love to get dressed up. We love, having a nice glass of champagne and cocktail and having, but we are hustling hard behind the scenes. We're working hard. We obviously love to dress up and have a great time, but we do have our down days as well, or we have our hard works and our challenges. So, for those people who don't know who you are, and if you don't know who Victoria is, I mean, where the hell have you been? Like, how, like just hello, everyone. If you have only just met Victoria through the Money Honey, then that is my gift to you. But if you already know who she is, then you're going to enjoy this episode for sure, because it's literally, once again, an opportunity to really hear Victoria's story, not just through little snippets and little posts on social media, but, really grab a cup of tea or grab a protein shake, because we're both gym bunnies over here. Grab whatever you want, whether you're commuting to work or you're in the gym right now, because you're going to be sat here for half an hour with Victoria. This is her, she's a busy woman. So please come with love and respect that she's giving up her time to share with you her knowledge, her journey, her wisdom, her inspiration. So this is going to be one banging episode. So tell us, Victoria, for those people who don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so I'm Victoria Tsoy. I live in Oxford. I'm 39 years old for another few weeks. So I'm 40 under 40, yeah. And I love property development. I was obsessed about owning a house. I got there finally in 2017 through saving for many, many years. My mortgage application was declined and rejected. But I was relentless. Like, I had something in my mind, like I wanted it. And yeah, I just couldn't stop. When I got my hands on my first property, I just thought, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything went wrong on my first project, but I just knew that I'm not gonna let it go. And I just, bought, refurbished, refinanced, then did it again and again and again. My broker was like, "You're crazy. You're gonna lose your house. You can't remortgage within 12 months." I'm like, "Please." So she pushed me to wait until the end of first 12 months, which I'm very grateful for. But I just never stopped. And yeah, I kind of found myself now, having built my portfolio and reputation in my area, because it's so important to have that. I have now built that credibility because I taught myself like everything about the industry, not without help of my partners. I used to say that I'm self-made, and I was very proud of it. I was like hashtag self-made. I don't really like now with, I think I've developed a lot personally as well, and I 100% know that I'm not self-made. I wouldn't be where I am today without, help of my parents, help of my family, people around me. There are loads of things like happen around you, and you can just pick on, like a little inspiration, somebody's story, or like my family's like relentlessness and like obsession about work. I think it's very unpopular to be like working really hard. And, a lot of people are about balance, and it wasn't in our family. Like, we just, like, they love to work. Like, my parents were working until the last day. Either it's good or bad, but it's something like I grew up with. And I was obsessed about property. Like, I had literally like a card, and I knew that I will own a house. And, when you don't have income, and like the house worth like £350,000, it's something like a bit delusional. So, my ex used to say, like, "You're crazy, it will never happen, like you will never be able to do it, like it's impossible." And I was obsessed. Like, everything I was talking about, it would be houses. I would go see the houses I can't afford, like a lot of agents like were very annoyed with me because they knew that I didn't have money, but I would go, and like I wanted, to do all this deal analysis, and like I went to auctions, and like I just wanted to do it. And I think through perseverance and not giving up, I found myself in my first house, and I was like, okay, I have very limited amount of money. It wasn't enough for the full refurbishment. It was like 155,000 in the end, which, knowing now the cost, it should have been, I think, about 100. But because I didn't know anything, it was what it was. And I think it's part of my journey. The reason why I now have a lot of hate online for sharing build costs, and I just wanted to touch on that. I will share what I know because I want people to know the build cost as cost to a developer. So when a new person like me, goes online and see like how much does it cost? Of course, not every project is completely different, but there is a baseline where, I as a developer, I can evaluate property. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but just to give people a little bit of baseline, like where your cost should be. So yeah, and now, okay, I went somewhere else, but so now I do ground up developments. I still help investors I work with to build their portfolios, but I think it's very important. It's not just like me, I'm good, I have my portfolio, I'm safe, my daughter's out of school, and it's not just about me. I've got like a circle of friends and important people for me who I would like to help. Like it worked for me, and I want to give that knowledge to them. So I'm doing a lot of that because I see the potential in long-term wealth and property being the safest place because I know it inside out now, I think. And yeah, just trying to help people while also, buying land, building more houses, and hopefully soon I will get to where I really want to be, is that building retirement properties. But it's big, so I need to really build my expertise. I need to build my pot. I need to know what I'm doing. So I'm just now like working nonstop, and that's what I'm doing.
There is so much to unpack here, and I told you guys as you were tuning in, listening to this is the place to be if you want to hear about the most talented, the most aspirational, and brave and courageous women in the property, in the finance, and in the construction space. This is where I'm bringing to you those stories. That's what the Money Honey Show is about. So I have been wanting Victoria as a guest on the Money Honey episode for a really long time. And even though we hang out offline, and Victoria recently came to a birthday celebration of mine, I really wanted to bring her energy, her joy, and her wisdom to this show because she is doing like phenomenal things. Like, for example, Victoria, let's talk about the time that it took for you to, what did you do to save up that first deposit for your first ever property? Because I think that's what people find the hardest, is to start from day one with perhaps no money. Once you have one property, it kind of gets a little bit easier. But tell us what you did, everything you did to get up on that ladder day one.
Yeah. So in 2012, it was a big year for me. I have filed for the divorce because I have found myself in a bad place. And it just happened to be like this was a rock bottom for me in my relationship. It wasn't safe for my child, and I just had to make a change. So also needed to, pay for my life. So I had no income. I couldn't find, like, the work was impossible to find. So because I'm in Oxford, like, I remember that moment. I was sat in the room and I'm like, what is it that I have when I have nothing? What is it that I have today? Like, I don't own a property. I don't have savings. Like, my family has helped me. I'm not going to say, I'm all by myself, but when they helped you, but like, it's, like, it's time for you to grow up. Like, you cannot just, you're not, you have a child, you need to sort yourself out. There's, enough is enough. Making wrong decisions, like, I was like this, my wrong decision like 5 years ago. I was young, I was, romantic. Like, that will not define my life. That will not define my life. I need to make a change. So I've rented a massive 5-bedroom house, which had an extension as a separate house, and it was 2012. So back then it was very like secretive. It wasn't very popular to do rent to rent, or it was kind of, people looked up to you and they would be like judging you. Oh, you're renting rooms, or you're like, you're like what is it that you do? It's, it's something like low class. A lot of moms at school were judging me, like, why do I put my daughter in a, say, not a safe space? So what I did, I rented the big house and I've registered with every school in Oxford to host students, basically to rent the rooms. So if I rented the rooms out, it would be one price. If I provided them with a service as a hosting mother, family, it would be a different price tag. So I've decided to go for the premium one, meaning I need to cook, clean, and look after the kids. So I did under 18s in my main house. And I did Airbnb. Well, Airbnb was very little at that point. I did Airbnb, like short-term lettings, and Gumtree, like, on Gumtree, people used to rent houses off Gumtree back then. And I did short letting of the house next door. And yeah, so I've hosted many, many, many students. We had people living with me for years and years, and it was really difficult to get into that as well, because I was just 25 and they thought I'm too young and irresponsible. So I had to build myself, to just say, and that's where people before 2012, people used to call me Vicky, Vicky. And then in 2012, I was like, okay, I'm going to be Victoria Tsoy, by that time, I already had my degrees. I had my PhD. I was like, I have that. I'm going to prove that I can do that. So I've been hosting students for a long time. And then that business turned into, well, I was doing everything for those clients. So if a child needed to go travel to Wales, I bought myself a little Citroen C4 and I would travel. So that was all weekends. All I did is service the people. A lot of people judged me during that time, but I didn't care about that. It was a bit hurtful sometimes to hear, that I abandoned my child. I'm not there for her. A child needs a mother. But I knew that if I didn't earn the money to take the next step, to provide security long term, I could be stuck in that, like I can't make money phase, when you don't see the exit, like you don't see where you can, where can you just break free from this deep shit. When you're so deep, like I think it's really hard when you're in a dark place, it's really hard to find the light. And yeah, I just worked and nonstop. I was hosting, I was Airbnb, I had like problem with the septic tank in that property. I had to replace the sunny flue system 3 times. I had to go to Manchester, replace it. We had all the things coming up in that Airbnb thing. And because I took 2 properties as a whole, it was my responsibility. So now, I have tenants, and if something doesn't work, they will call me. If the bulb is off, they will call me. I had to replace the whole plumbing system because it was my responsibility. That's the respect I had for the landlord at that time. So it was fun 7 years. And I have been hosting
Sounds
people.
adventurous.
Yeah, well, they were all under 18. We had different characters. Not everyone was pleasant, but a lot of kids, like I felt really privileged to be in their life. So it gave me, I don't know, a sense of purpose. It also gave Natalie, because she's a single child, it was a bit difficult because I never wanted her to be spoiled, because no matter, if I had no money, my sister would come and always spoil her. And, she was the only grandchild and things like that. So having students, it didn't replace the family feel, but I used to cook dinners every night, breakfast. I had 5 kids living it with me, like for years.
I can't
And
believe it. Oh my
sometimes it was good, it was bad, but I knew that I needed to get out of that hole, and I would do things like, I had to do. So that's what I've been doing. And then I was driving people, I would do consultancy, I would do guardianship, I would do anything, Rose. Like I did all of that. Having said that, I was also at that time of desperation, I was also offered some, money for, I don't know, like not very, I don't know, honest kind of, I don't know how to put it. So I see a lot of people
Yeah, like
being in situations, and during that time, I just want to connect this with what's going on now. I see a lot of younger people, being sucked into, bad situations because of money and because they can get access to places. And what I want to say is that you will always find that offering, that, somebody would offer you something what you really need in the moment, but you need to make a choice and earn your money the right way. Because that's the only way for me.
So you saying that you didn't give in to those
No,
people that
no,
were
no. And
offering you
this would be
money
life
that
changing. Yeah. And this would be life changing offerings to me to do something, I would never do. And this is just something like, I think young people sometimes when they get, something on offer from, like, especially in this industry at the moment, when the offer is very shiny and it can sort all of your problems, can give you money for your deposit, to buy properties or whatever, you need to earn your money. There is, when you earned it with something good, like, you will feel proud. And I think this is part of, my journey. Like, I'm so proud of who I am and how I got where I am now, that, I own it. Like, I owned it, I earned it, and it's mine. And I think I
yes,
want to share
yeah,
this.
and it's respectable.
Yeah. And long term, it's something like, this is what I carry with myself. So I just want to encourage younger people who may be watching. There is always ways to cut corners. There are always, things, but, just respect who you are and try find better ways of getting where you want to be.
I absolutely love that, Victoria. The fact that you've quite boldly and honestly opened up to mention that, which most people will probably try and hide or, avoid. But, let's face it, guys, if you want money, you'll find it. There are so many ways to find money, but in the process, you might lose your integrity, your professionalism, your mental health, your friends, your loved one. Like, you can have money, like, money's everywhere. Money's not even the problem. Like, it's not even a problem. There is, I'm going to go out as bold as to say there is no cost of living crisis, and this might get a huge attack. This is going to get a huge, it could get a huge backlash, but there's money everywhere. Just have a look at how money is being spent. It is somewhere, just not in your pocket. And so, unfortunately, there are ways to get that money that you might not deem as respectable. So, yeah, you just got to be aware of those things that, the little devil on your shoulder, which obviously Victoria shared that it can happen to anybody. So, Victoria, then how did so you made money from this property. Obviously you acquired 5 children and you became a mother to 5 children in this house. You were cooking,
Over
you were
time,
cleaning, you
I had
were,
I had over 60 kids over the years. Like, it
oh
wasn't.
my goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
they
Wow.
changed. Some came for a year, some came for 3 months, some came for a
Oh
week.
my God.
I would take, like, I needed I needed to do it. So I was just on a saving mode,
I
like
can't.
saving mode. My friends were like traveling, like, weddings,
So
things
how long
like.
did it take you? How long? Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. Like, it takes.
2012 I started, and I moved out of that house in, I think, 2016. Then I rented a smaller house because I needed to, kind of downsize. And then I bought my first house. And I was hosting students in my house until 2 years ago. So while, you see me online,
2 years
I was
ago.
people living with me until 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I would cook for
Oh my
them, I would
goodness. Oh
clean
my,
for them. And while, I can go look glamorous and, that's what I'm doing. I was doing it, and I'm not ashamed of it, I am not.
no, I'm not. No, I'm in awe of you. Like, my shocked face is like, wow. Like, that is hard work. Like, it's respectable work. You're basically it's like having an Airbnb. Sorry, it's like having a B&B, or it's like having a, I don't know how else you
Well,
would
I
call it,
like
because you've
to
kind
tell
of made it
myself that
something quite.
it's a little bit of fostering, but paid.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly
that's what
that.
I
Like,
was
who
doing.
wouldn't want to be, I mean, who wouldn't want their mother to be Victoria? Like, come on, guys. Like, let's face it. If you're living with Victoria, such an inspirational, hardworking woman, and she's feeding you and cooking for you, like, as a child growing up, like you said, you've probably got so fond of some of these kids, and you've made an impact in their lives as well. So that is a very honorable job that you've done. And even 2 years ago, you probably didn't need to do it, but you still did because of your passion for it, because I'm sure you've massively grown by it. How many developments do you have now?
With
Have done.
units,
Sorry, how many
I,
developments have you done?
I've done, I don't have a number. Last year, I don't know. Numbers are very difficult to put. I think I'm at the level when people ask me, I need to do some metrics. So last year we did
Okay.
8 million of gross development value. This year we're stepping in. Only one of our sites is 5.5 million, and altogether it's going to be over 10. So I'm not going to say that, because until I sign the document, which is supposed to be today, but it didn't happen, when I will cross the 8-figure line, I'll let you know, hopefully next week. Yeah, but
Oh
the
my
speed
God.
that I'm going, it's kind of, I am doubling, doubling, I'm partnering with more uh, people. I think people see the resilience in me, they see the competence, and they see my team. So there are a few different elements to it. And yeah, and I think I'm very proud to be where I am, and I work with some extraordinary people. Like, I feel so blessed, and like, I feel proud of myself. Sometimes you just need to, I'm that girl who, the investor of that level, they see what I know, they see my expertise, they see that I will do the best job, I can deliver this project no matter what. Like, this year has been tough. Like, I didn't go on as many holidays as I wanted to go, but I needed to make it done. Like, this year was for me, you either make it or break it. And it's not as glamorous as people might say. I don't believe in hands-off approach. I do offer hands-off approach to my investors, but it comes at a price, like, it's hard work. Yeah.
So many people have spoken about passive income. I think that's what you're alluding to, how it's not passive, you don't just buy something, leave it and forget about it. And you show us that every single day on social media. So I do want to touch on social media now, because I saw you speak at another event. And I really was surprised, but then not surprised, to hear that actually, because of your social media activity and because of your social media success, that's created a little bit of drama, hasn't it? Let's just call it drama. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Which one? The drama. Yeah. So I
You know,
have been
when you were saying about the
about the
building, yeah,
builders. Yeah. So
yeah,
there is this big secret about the build cost. And I'm like, why is it a secret? And I remember myself, trying to find out how much would that cost me, and nobody would give me a price. There is like, okay, there is a reasoning which I can kind of agree with, that every project is different. Uh, ground, like ground type, like location, planning, like millions of reasons why it's going to be different to another project, like 100%. But there is a baseline, and then you have contingency, and you dig into it when you have to. There is a baseline for every project. Why is everyone so like precious about it? So I recently posted a video about how much did it cost me to build 2 houses in Oxford. It's 2 detached houses, and I had over 1,500 messages, comments on that video, how I'm full of how it's all a lie, how
yes.
why would I listen to a woman talking about building, and like a lot of abuse. So this is trolls. Yeah, let's just say these are trolls. Then I had like people who work for me, subcontractors, coming to my project manager and saying, "You make so much money, I'm gonna raise my prices." I'm like, what? So it's been very dramatic.
What?
So honesty on social media doesn't come for free, I would say. So I had a lot of backlash, but I am not gonna stop. I am gonna now price most of the jobs I do, because I think
Is this the right video? Sorry,
no,
Victoria. Have
yeah,
I
yeah,
found the
that's
right
it.
video?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can go
that
and
one?
yeah, there are loads of hate
It's
there.
just if you're listening, can I just share?
Yeah,
If you're listening, Victoria's video has got 638,000 views, 1,330 comments. This is 1,330 comments. So if you want to look at what going viral looks like, these are the pros and cons. Like, obviously, loads of people here supporting you saying, like, oh my
oh,
God,
scroll
new build,
down,
love
Rosalia.
it,
Ow.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, you've got like loads of people saying absolutely love it. So loving the positivity. Someone's talking about can I have some more breakdown of the GDV? But oh yeah, someone's commented woman power. So unfortunately, yes, there's going to be people that I can see that someone's just commented saying that's not correct. Stop. And you said, please leave my page. Thank you.
Come on, scroll down. There's more drama there on the bottom. On the bottom.
Oh, on the bot, really? Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Where?
Well, I did report a lot of people for, harassment. So maybe they've been deleted.
Really? I think they have you.
Yeah.
I literally can't see. And
Okay. You can go into the post I did 2 days ago about single story extension cost.
yeah, got it.
Yeah, and go, there is a guy who
Yeah.
just can't let it go. I haven't deleted him.
Okay. Whilst I look for
Yes.
it, tell us how you handle this. What do you do? Because whether you're in development and construction or you're in finance or you're in beauty, you're going to get trolls. So, Victoria, how do you handle this?
Okay, I don't handle it very well all the time. On a good day, I'm like, I can raise above it and be all like, zen and just, say like a very graceful comment back or not comment at all. But, I've been ill when that went live and I was in bed, like dying with food poisoning. And I'm like, why would you say that? It's so mean, it's so horrible. And some comments, they're just like very hurtful. So I would just say that I'm not always like 100% happy and like positive. So it did hurt me sometime as well. But how do I manage it? I see so much value in that one video. A friend of mine was scammed on a project for over £200,000 extra on her project. This is life savings. This is grandparents' pension. This is people's lives. So when people scam other people on build works, it's for me, it's not just it's not just, oh, somebody, oh, she should know better, or something. It's somebody's life. So I want somebody who is now put aside, they're gonna look at numbers online, and I want to give them the baseline. My project is not gonna be ever like the same as theirs, but if somebody gonna charge them 1 million for building two houses like mine, I want them to go and do more research. So if they just, if it raised like a little bit of attention for them to go and maybe go to quantity surveyor, to an independent person, and get some research done, like I'm okay with that. So like these comments, like they don't bother me. If I can help one person to know what the current build cost to me as a developer, because I get materials for cheaper, I negotiate, prices with people. It's not cheap, it's very expensive. But I just want to share this information. And that's why now I'm going to do costs on everything. I want people to know how much single story cost. I want people to know how much double story costs. I want people to know now I'm building 4 houses. And because it's a different structure, I'm going to do a build cost for that. And then just put it out there. So new people who come in, they can compare and they can just, because people, like there is so much shit online, and I can qualify it. So all of my numbers are qualified with my development finance with the banks, so I can say that I have paid that. The guy was like trolling me, oh, you can never get a skylight of that size for 1,600. I found receipt and it was actually 1,550. So I just want to give information what I know and what's normal, in our office, along, all of our developers, friends. I just want to give it, like, why not share? And then, okay, this is the build cost. If you want a builder to do it for you, you have to add 25 to 30% for project management. That's the cost. If you don't want to find builders, suppliers,
Yeah.
that's all it is. If you want somebody to package everything for you, there is another cost, But yeah, I just want to share the information, That's what
No,
I pay.
and please, like, hold, exactly. Do not hold back, because you're sharing something that other people are hiding, and there's a reason they're hiding it, right? And you're right. Some people are reading your videos or listening to your videos and not really taking into account that you are truly, absolutely balanced when you say, guys, I know that not every project is going to cost the same. There are going to be variables, but this is the baseline. And I think because you're adding value and because you're revealing the secrets and because you're being honest, that is going to annoy people. And yes, I've seen some comments now where people are saying absolutely full of shit. And other things, like they're just not. But then we've got to understand, guys. I know you said, and thank you for being honest. You said you don't handle trolls very well, and you don't respond very well. Sometimes it hurts you and it affects you. And I know offline you've spoken to me about some of the real personal attacks and messages that they've given to you, that they've shared with you. But let's just, like, obviously I work on social media a lot and I'm on there a lot. So from social media manager, not that I know best and that it never affects me, but the way I see it is, one, with my heart, and that I genuinely do believe that there are some people out there that are not very, they might be affected somehow. Maybe they've got like a mental health issue, or they've got emotional problems, or they've got an upbringing and a mindset that isn't very healthy. And so I do believe that there are people out there that are commenting in a very aggressive manner, but actually it's a reflection on them, not you. Like, I used to get comments like, oh, that surgery on your face went wrong. And I was like, I've never had Botox. If you saw my videos and my eyebrows, you would know that I never had Botox in my life. Yet someone commented saying, oh, your Botox has gone wrong. And I'm like, well, that's because I've never had it. That's why it's gone wrong. So, like, sometimes people say something that isn't true and it's only true to them. So, I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but
Yeah. No,
yeah, so
100%. It's
that's
a
one way I
reflection
look
of
at it.
them. Yeah, that's you.
Is it?
And
Yeah.
also
And then the
about,
other way I look at it is,
go on, sorry.
sorry. Yeah, no, the other way I look at it is that these some of these people are anonymous and discreet and hiding away for a reason. So they might be there might be paid hackers or page trolls or people that are out there to divert traffic to them. They want to redirect, somehow, like, you just can't trust everything that you see online. And then really you're doing it, like, the final point is you're doing it for you're never going to meet these people. Like, user 1821357, it doesn't mean anything to you. You're never going to see who they are. And I do feel like if you can be with your eyes wide open, mentally strong, you are actually protected behind that screen. If you don't let them affect you, then you are protected. They can't get to you. They can't, those words won't actually mean anything because you can delete them, you can block them. Like, you have full control and full a barrier. There's a physical barrier between you and them. So they can't actually hurt you. But yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but that's how I try and coach my clients when I say to them, look, if you're coming onto social media, be prepared for this. This is what could happen. So finally, I just wanted to bring I don't want to leave without and I know we're running over, and thank you for everyone that's still here with us. We try and make these episodes half an hour, but Victoria's just got way too much to share, and I'm just I'm in awe of everything that she's got to say. So one more topic. Let's touch on your future aspirations. What's next for Victoria as a woman, as a business owner, as a leader, and as a property developer? What's in store? What can we expect from yourself? What are your aspirations?
So we will be building. The government is slow. We are fast. So we're buying land. We're completing on a few projects. I have a big pipeline or in planning. I would like to share my knowledge. So I'm working on something. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I want to inspire women to go into property and own it. If you can raise, I don't know, a child, if you can survive as a single woman, like you can own a property, you can make money on property. I want to share with every, you know why I'm sharing this prices? Because I want to show you, like, it's not that scary. Like, if you survived as a woman, you know, like, it's hard. Like, they attack us all the time, you know. You can build wealth, you can look after your family. It's what I'm saying, it's not going to be easy, it's going to be very, you know, but if you can suffer, you know, for, I don't know, 5 to 10 years building it, then it's going to be so strong, like it's there, you know, this is your legacy. And if you're clever with how you position it and how you know, build your life around it, you can be very, very comfortable and secure for the rest of your life. I want to inspire people, young people, not to listen just about this crypto. Why nobody's talking about crypto now? Oh, it's down. Oh, where is the money, you know? uh, Property is hard work, but it's there. You own it, you put relevant life plan on it, you know, you can do so much more than just buy to let, than just ground up, than just buy and sell. There are so many ways how you can build long-term wealth and businesses in property. I'm building my construction arm. I have my land um, agency. I've got my development agency. I just got my certificate from Federation of Master Builders. I'm so proud of it, you know, because people see me in events, they see me as a, you know, as a blondie, you know, because I dress up. People on site see me always, you know, in my high vis and my, you know, trackies and like, which, you know, I own. That's the real life every day. But there is so much, you know, there is social media in construction. Like, how big is that? How powerful is that? You know, social media can be whatever, you know, you want it to be. It's a fridge, yeah. If you choose to put, you know, like healthy food and snacks there, it will nourish you, it will give you long-term health and like everything good. If you put junk there, then that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have, you know, rubbish. Like I think I'm now kind of good with social media. I like what I like, you know, I will like people I like, and then the algorithm give me good stuff, you know, inspirational, motivational, you know, people I aspire, you know, who inspire me to, you know, people I learn from. Like, I listen to lots of podcasts now, like you know, it gives you good stuff. So there is loads of things for Victoria. Yeah, I want to educate people. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and, you know, speak. For me, this is difficult. That's why you did ask me before. I wasn't ready. I'm not comfortable. I have, you know, I have insecurities. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do my best, and I want to change the world. I want to change how old people live. So my goal is in 5 years' time to build retirement community of 25 units. Also cap it so it's not at £750,000. I don't want to charge people £4,000 rent a week. You know, I have like a social project in mind, but I need to work so hard now to build my capital, to bring the right people, to find the landowners who want to make a change, because, you know, it's very complex. Yeah, so loads of things going on. Yeah, and I'm here for the long term.
Absolutely. Oh, honestly, girls, boys, everybody who has tuned into this episode, I am going to have to wrap it up there, but you can binge watch all of Victoria's gym sessions, project build cost projections through her content. You can binge watch her walking the dogs. You can binge watch her glamorous nights out. You can also binge watch, I think we're having a selfie. You can binge watch all of her activity on like the construction sites. Honestly, her social media is pumping. So please check out the show notes, check out links to her socials. And again, if you are a loyal listener, as you know this by now, you know what I'm going to say. It's all about positive pollination. There's no point keeping this to yourself. The way that you can make an impact, if you don't want to, like, for example, Victoria's always been a massive supporter of what I do and the show. Even when she wasn't a Money Honey guest, she was a Money Honey supporter, you know, whether it was recommending people to come onto the show or sharing the episode. That's how you too can be a part of that positive pollination. But if you do want to be a guest on the show and you have a story, there is no story too small or too big. Okay, we've had guests who are just starting out in property, and we've had guests who are, you know, have got multi-million-pound portfolios. Every story matters. Every voice matters. Everybody's journey is going to be important to someone listening. Someone's going to relate to you. So don't think, oh my God, wow, if Victoria's sharing her story, I can't share mine. No, everyone matters. So if you do want to be a speaker, or you want to nominate a speaker on the show, all you have to do is reach out to me or tag them on the socials. Whatever you want to do, just reach out in however is easiest for you. And we would like to consider everybody. So once again, Victoria, big kiss to you on this Friday. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.